Justin getting this ride and working with Geico and Factory Honda together, for me, it's it's where you want to be. You want to be on the factory tent. You want to do everything that the factory guys do, and I feel like I'm there, and I've maybe not peaked, but you feel like you're doing something right in your career to get to this point. I'm still one of the newer ones. I've been around the pro pits for probably only 4 years, maybe 5.
Really?
Yeah. Did a year in amateurs in there, and some arena cross and Canadian outdoors as well, but actually in the U.S. pits for 4 to 5 years. So I'm not that much of a veteran still, so I feel like I've escalated really quick, and I've met like so many of my goals in such a short period of time. It's kind of unreal. Thankfully got placed with a great rider, and we've had a great relationship, which has worked well, and I've been fortunate to work the past 5 years with him. I don't give it all credit to him. I feel like I did my job very well, but at the same time, it definitely helps you move your career forward.
So when you get placed with somebody, it's one of those deals where it's not necessarily up to him, it's not necessarily up to you, it's a team deal. When you're first getting to know each other, is that awkward and trying to figure out, okay, this is what the guy likes, this is what I have to do to keep him confident? I mean, how's that learning process, or is it not that bad?
For some people it is. I like to think that I can click with riders very well, and kind of, once you're in it for a while, you kind of understand what their wants and needs are and where to push their buttons and where not to, and you kind of just have to, just feel them out and make sure you don't do something you think they might not like, or, go through all that. But for me, it's been a pretty easy process, and realistically, I've only done it once in the past 5 years. I mean, I've had a couple fill-in riders and, jumping in with that and working a few races with them, and I just seem to get along fine with them, and didn't really find the transition that weird or that hard. Yeah, this year was really stressful. I've never had anything like this. I mean, obviously getting into it and finding a job for the first time, but this year was very complicated with how long it took with Justin, and, Geico wanted answers of what I was going to do, but they also respected the fact that I wanted to stay with Justin. So they were waiting to hear where I was going to go, if I was going to go with him with a different team or what, if I'm going to stay and leave him behind and then put me in a position. So it was a good 2 months that they were holding off on hiring people and waiting for what me and Justin were going to do. So there was a lot of pressure riding on us, and I'm thankful that Geico was really supportive and held back and didn't say, pick one and hurry up, or else you're done. And they stuck with us the whole time. So it was stressful, but at the same time, I knew I had great backing and didn't have to worry about it too much. I'm running the same stuff out of here that I would be at the Geico truck. I have all the same stuff that anyone else would here. All my tools are here, all my equipment, everything to do my day-to-day job on a race. It's out of this truck. I honestly don't have anything left at the Geico headquarters.
So then you have your own personal area in the truck with, you guys run Pro Taper bars, they run Renthal, different graphics, a couple different little things, and all that set aside there.
Yeah, that's the only difference, is the team sponsors of Renthal and graphics and all that, and I have my own drawers for that, and it's kind of segregated, but for the most part, all my stuff, I built it with them, and we all loaded the semi together, and you really feel like you're part of the team just with a couple different sponsors in there.
Like, are there parts that maybe you don't have to worry about as much as you did on a smaller bike?
For me, no, because now kind of at this level at Geico and here, I don't do engines anymore, no practice or race, and that's about the biggest change between the two. Even though both bikes time's about the same on engine, it's life expectancy, but for me as a mechanic, no change really going to a 450. The only change is really helping him adapt to it more and trying to be a little bit more of a riding coach and help him with any of that part of it. But as a mechanic working on the bike, it's the same job for me. I feel like the progression in my career and standing next to some guys that I looked up to as a kid watching, and yeah, it feels a little bit more pressure on me and a little bit more surreal at that point. Like, I haven't really felt this way in a few years, so it's pretty cool. I'm excited for this year. I'm excited for how well he's doing and everything that's to come.
I think that's like one thing a lot of people maybe on the outside don't realize. Like, you're a mechanic, I'm a media guy, they're racers, but racers have guys that they respect, that they're friends with over there. You have other mechanics that you respect and you looked up to as a kid. There's media guys that I looked up to. I think that's like the cool part about this job, would you say?
Oh yeah, I mean, there's people that have been in this for so long that you were young and you looked up to them, and same as being a mechanic and going through school. Once you started that process and you know this is what you wanted to do, you started looking at a bunch of those guys, and now I'm working with them. I'm best friends with them, and it's really cool to become part of this tight family. And that's, I mean, there really is all the groups of the mechanic family and rider family and the teams and everything, and it's pretty awesome to be a part of everything that this job has to offer.
A biggest thing, I mean, everybody asks, how can I get an industry job? What's your best recommendation for a kid that wants to be a mechanic?
I've seen a lot of people that, say they want to do it and just don't do it. There's I went through school with a lot of people that want to do the same exact thing as me, and we became friends, and, they don't pursue it as well as they need to. I think the biggest thing is to be there and meet people, and, obviously you have to be a good mechanic, but you also have to meet someone to get you your foot in the door. You can't really prove your mechanic skills without showing them, and you still have to get in without proving it. So a big part of it is relationship with people, and a lot of people don't really get that. When you put off that vibe and maybe you're arrogant right off the bat, it's not going to help you. You have to really be willing to learn from whoever it is at any time.